Alright, let's have a quick talk about Captain Cold in Injustice 2. He has had an interesting story when it comes to what kind of character he's been in this game, because when the game first came out, a lot of people tried to use him and were in a situation where they didn't really find him that good, simply because his game plan required him to have level 2 traits. It still does, that's kind of part of his... You want to get level 2 traits as quickly as possible, and then you want to kind of capitalize on that advantage because it makes your projectile faster, it gives you setup potential, stuff like that. But yeah, the game first came out, no one really was using him. There were some people that tried him out. I think Buffalo tried him in the beginning. No, it wasn't until he got buffed a little, so now he got some new setups. And this was when Sonic Fox picked him up and began using him in tournament and doing very well with him. Now, Captain Cold is actually one of my mains. I'm trying to main him. I'm not really that good with Captain Cold. There are a lot of mistakes I do with him because he's kind of technical, and you have to play like really patiently against some characters. But yeah, this video isn't really about that. This video is more about talking about his character and why he is such a menace against some of the casts. The problem with Captain Cold is that he isn't really like top tier. A lot of people mistake him for being top tier because sometimes they play characters that he's really good against, or they don't know the matchup, stuff like that. But generally speaking, in this video I'm going to be going into why Captain Cold isn't considered to be, up there with all the god tiers of Injustice 2. So first of all, Captain Cold is really good against any character that has to play his game, which is why you can see Catwoman on the screen right now. You see, if you've ever seen Captain Cold versus Catwoman, it goes something like this. Captain Cold will do something like, he'll back up, he'll throw around a meteor burn puddle. The opponent gets close to it, they'll get frozen. Obviously there are ways around this puddle, but Catwoman is not a character that has that many ways around it. She can't like cat dash in here, to try to, get in quickly because she'll just hit the puddle. She can't, jump in because she'll hit the puddle. So it limits her options a lot. You can do like sweeps, and you can do like neutral jumps and stuff like that to him. But generally speaking, it's really tough for Captain Cold. But against Captain Cold for Catwoman, it's just a struggle. When Captain Cold throws this down, or even something like this, keeping her out, all while zoning her. He'll eventually build his level 2 trait, and when this happens, you basically just throw, this out there. Now you can build level 2 trait. Catwoman is forced to back out of it and stand back, and while she does that, Captain Cold builds level 2. He's gonna toss it out again, and we just keep repeating this kind of loop. If you look at how, if you look like a really close match between Sonic Fox and Simi each, that is how Sonic Fox played this matchup. Now against Catwoman, of course, this is like a 7-3, possibly a 8-2. I don't know if it's exactly an 8-2, but it's definitely a 7-3. Catwoman really struggles here. She doesn't have anything to counter what Captain Cold is doing, but he has everything to counter what she's doing. So what I'm saying is Captain Cold is a really good counter-picking character because he has the ability to counter some of the cast, but the problem is there's also a lot of cast to counter him, because if you're fighting a character that doesn't have to get close, if you're fighting like Dr. Fate, you're fighting Starfire. I'd even say Starfire is probably a 7-3 for Starfire, because like what does Captain Cold do? He's just gonna get outzoned, he doesn't have any fast projectiles. In that matchup, Captain Cold doesn't have time to build level 2, because Starfire is continually pummeling him with projectiles, out neutraling him, holding back, all while building bar, and Captain Cold is just standing here and doing this. Again, Puddle isn't even that good, honestly, in even the matchups that he is good, in. But the Puddle is extremely useless in the Starfire matchup because, like, it doesn't matter. Starfire is just gonna stay back. He doesn't have to get close to you. Same with Dr. Fate. Even Batman can be difficult because, he doesn't have to get close either. The only thing that Captain Cold really has to deal with projectiles is his meteor burn wall, which is a pretty good answer, but the thing is, you have to spend a bar to use it for it to go full screen. Otherwise, it doesn't really do much. You can absorb the projectile, but that's about it. Against any character that kinda doesn't have a good projectile and has to get close, he is phenomenally good. I'd say characters like Robin he's good against, characters like Catwoman. But any character has like a good projectile he struggles against. it's kind of interesting actually, because I remember when I made the video about Green Arrow being like the Meta Slayer, he just has like 5/5s and 6/4s all over the place for him. Captain Cold kinda has kind of an opposite going on, where he's just insanely good against some of the cast, but most of the cast he's just absolutely, struggles against. Something that's also interesting about Captain Cold is that, he's a setup character, right? He's trying to do, if you get your opponent in the corner, he's got like, icicle setups, right? He's got, stuff like this. Stuff like setting up with the icicle, right? The overhead. And you got the low here with the down back one, and you got the low with this. So it, that's like hard to blockable right here. You see that's difficult to block, right? See, you can do a easy combo here as well. And it's just an easy combo, right? But then he also has like, the setups, like the def combos, and I'm not gonna go into that in this video. If you want to know about those, I'll make a separate video about it if you guys are interested in the Captain Cold like def combos and resets and stuff like that. And you might think, as an Injustice player who's just started playing the game, or maybe you're just someone who doesn't understand Cold that well, how is this character, that bad? How does he struggle so much? He's got a really good anti-air, he's got really good zoning and counter zoning tools, right? He's got an insanely powerful trait, and he's got pretty good footy tools, because he's got like plus frames. So this is like +4, this is like +4/2. It's a high overhead, mids. This is like highs, but you can jail that off a jump in. You can do like 2 of these in a row. He's got pretty good strike throw mixed up with 4/2 and the throw. How would this character be, still doing the meta? Well, the thing is, like, any character that doesn't have to play his game, he just struggles against. If he can lock you down with, stuff like, level 2, this, stuff like this, icicles, setups, full screen, medium and projectiles, making you really play his game. It's, like I said, in character like Catwoman or something, he's insanely good. But against a character that just like doesn't care about that, he's not so good, man. It's kind of the same thing with, and I don't know what it is about, ice characters, but it's kind of the same with Sub-Zero. If you know about Sub-Zero and MKX, for example, and MK9, if he's playing in a matchup where Clone is good, then he's pretty good. But if Clone is bad in a matchup, then he's pretty bad, right? It's the same with Captain Cold. Any matchup that this is good, any matchup that this kind of game of keeping your opponent out with this, projectile zoning or stuff like that, he's insanely good. But anything else, yeah, he struggles, man. And I just find that really interesting, because it really shows just how good Sonic Fox is as a player. Because he played this character in all kinds of matchup, and he made the character look insane. And that's something we do a lot in fighting games, and FGC especially, is that we see a character that looks sick, we see someone like good playing it, and we think, oh, this character's broken. But the reality is, man, sometimes it's just a player using it. Sometimes it's not the actual character. Any character can look insane in the right hands, in my opinion at least, and we've seen this many times, even at high stakes tournaments. Characters that aren't considered good suddenly become good. It can be just the player that changes everything here. Because you didn't see any Captain Cold players other than Sonic Fox to get to that level. There were some other notable ones. They were like Cold FGC. There's some new Captain Cold players now. I can't remember what his name is, but he's like a really good Cold player. But generally speaking, we didn't see anyone other than Sonic Fox taking him to that high level, winning tournaments, getting top 8s, that kind of thing. Anyway, that's it for me, guys. If you have any questions about Cold, I'll try to answer it. Although he isn't exactly one of my strongest characters, I do enjoy playing him a lot, and I'm trying to get better with him. And if you guys want to see, like I said, a video about the setups, I actually made a video just showing the setups a while back, like the corner setups, or like a corner setup. But if you want like a more detailed one, you can let me know, and I'll make one. Anyway, guys, this has been it for me. This is Destiny Cat, signing off.